The island is 120 kilometres from Cox's Bazar, where the refugees had lived in camps, and 30 kilometres from the Bangladeshi mainland. The government says the move will ease overcrowding in the camps that house more than 1 million Rohingya, members of a Muslim minority who fled neighbouring Myanmar.
Shipped off to a precarious future, the first Rohingya refugees make their way to a new home, promised a better life by Bangladesh. Despite concerns they're being forced, these stateless people say they have no option.
In the refugee camps, there are almost 1 million people living in bad conditions. It's so crowded. That's why we are going.
We are not citizens of any country, so we are moving to wherever there are more facilities for us.
Their new home is Bhasan Char, which literally translates to floating island. It was once regularly submerged by monsoon rains. The ground they walk on is made of sediment and only surfaced 20 years ago. And there are fears this cyclone-prone island could just wash away. Human rights groups fear some of the 1,600 who've been relocated to Bhasan Char were coerced with threats or inducements.
We heard that the floating island was formed out of water. We don't want to go to a floating island. We're afraid. If there's a storm, where will we go?
The United Nations doesn't know how the first group of refugees were even chosen.
We have heard some reports from the camps that some refugees may be feeling pressured into relocating to the island of Bhasan Char, or may have changed their initial views about relocation and no longer wish to move. If so, they should be allowed to remain in the camps in Cox's Bazar.
Bangladesh plans to move 100,000 Rohingya refugees to the island eventually. Authorities insist conditions on the island are much better than in the overcrowded refugee camps, where landslides, violence and crime are common.
We will provide them with food, shelter and medical treatment.
Bhasan Char is located in an area where some of the world's deadliest tropical cyclones have hit. In 1991, more than 138,000 people lost their lives and 10 million people were left homeless. The Bangladeshi government says it has spent more than $100 million on building flood protection embankments. But rights groups say more needs to be done to make the island safe.